ESPN 1420, ESPN1420.com. Joining me now here on the Great Scat Show, the Great Sports Callers Open Think Tank, New Orleans Pelicans forward, Dante Cunningham. We gave him some cracklins, which he just said, taste like some good homemade pork grinds, exactly what they were before the season started. Dante, I'm convinced those cracklins are the reason that, you've, unlike some of your teammates, you've been able to kind of be injury-free this season. There was power in those cracklins, man.
I don't know. We have to say they're pretty good, though.
All right, we'll bring you some more the next media day. My first question is, have you recovered from the party hangover 8 days ago when your Villanova Wildcats won the NCAA championship?
Oh, man, wow, that was amazing. No, actually, I didn't go out and party too much. I was down on the campus earlier that day and saw how crazy it was and decided going back was not a good idea when I had to go play the next day.
So where did you – I know y'all were in Philly because you had a game against the Sixers the next night. Where did you watch the game?
We watched at Del Frisco's, me and a couple of teammates, and we had a little private room and kind of was able to cut up a little bit.
You were able to scream whenever – I mean, you had to scream when Jenkins hit that shot.
In the top of my lungs.
Good stuff. Dante, how are you feeling, like physically right now?
Physically, I feel great. It's the end of the season. Trying to wrap it up, finish up strong, and right now is, when your body's at its peak and, it's either ready to keep going, for playoffs or kind of shut it down.
Is there a part of you that worried about getting injured when with everything that was just unfolding this year? I mean, I imagine you'll say the same thing, but anytime I talk to anybody with the organization in terms of injuries, they just say this season they've never seen anything like it.
Definitely never seen anything like it, but, you got to understand it's not you can't go out worried about getting injured. It's a part of the game, and, God's will be God's will. You really can't control what his plan is. So, to worry about injury and anything like that is kind of irrelevant.
Dwayne Brooks, Jared Lewis, Jason Summerlin, Todd Hooks, Michael Ruffin, these guys are trainers, medical staff, physical therapists, and I think, a lot of folks see Pelicans get injured and they don't know the day-to-day grind, Dante. They don't know what goes on there, but they'll say, well, what's the deal with the medical staff? Tell us about these guys, how hard they work and what are they like compared to other staffs that you've worked with on other teams you played for?
Honestly, they're great, and they're right up there with the top guys that I've ever been with and worked with. It's hard to sit and necessarily say that it's one person's fault to the next. It could have just been the way that, someone jumped up and landed awkwardly. You know what I mean? You got bumped on the way down. You really can't control an injury. Only thing you can do is try to prevent as much as possible, strengthen, different muscle groups and things of this nature. And honestly, it's just been the luck of the draw. You know what I mean? All type of things that happen. We then got elbows to the face, and what are you going to do about that? That's definitely not a trainer's, situation. A broken finger, things of that nature. That's something that just happens. And to say that our training staff, didn't hold up their end of the bargain. They're holding up their end of the bargain twice as hard now. They have to still work with these guys, plus the guys that are working, still in the game, still practicing every day. So, that they got twice as much work to do now. And, it's very unfair to kind of, even try to throw blame either way.
You've always come across to me, Dante, as a very positive guy. Has it been challenging at times this season to keep that positivity when your brothers in arms are going down with injuries and the season just – I know you guys had lofty goals, and as kind of one bad, as you put it, just bad luck, and one bad thing happens after another. Is it hard to maintain that positivity, or is it just always in your being and who you are?
I mean, I've always been, upbeat kind of guy anyway, and it's definitely hard, for a while because it almost did feel like one thing after another every day. You kind of had to check in and just make sure, we had, 5 guys to even go to practice with, type of thing, and at that point in that situation, you kind of got to sit back and just, understand what's going on and, kind of take it all in, for one big bite as it is.
ESPN 1420, ESPN1420.com. Pelicans forward Dante Cunningham, our guest. You told us before this season, I know we're winding down here, only a game left, but you said before this season you spent a lot of time last offseason working on that corner three. Only 2 career NBA threes before this year. You've hit 53 so far this season. Are you satisfied with your progression on the corner three, Jay?
I believe it's a start. I believe, you got to start somewhere, and, from here, the sky's the limit at this point. I would obviously love to, get into 80%. I'm just joking, but
no, let's shoot for the stars, right? 80%. I'll take that, Dante.
I'm shooting 80%. There's something going on, but it's one of those things where you got to have a starting point somewhere, and shooting threes is a mindset that you kind of gotta constantly have. There's a lot of mental reps that go into shooting threes. It's not just necessarily having the strength to get it up there. You got to mentally be ready to shoot threes.
Is there a specific area of your game you plan on focusing on this summer, or is it more of a kind of all equal parts approach?
I say it's definitely all equals parts. Just trying to refine everything. Obviously, continue to shoot, continue to put the ball on the floor more, and just find more ways to be. To develop your game. That's the beauty of basketball. There's always something that you can do to continue to get better or, enhance the game.
Dante Cunningham, our guest here, ESPN 1420, The Great Scat Show. I was there Friday covering the game, Dante. You get to cover Kobe Bryant in one of his last games ever. There was a tribute, on the video screen, and I know it's kind of been his farewell tour. When you were out there, was there any part of you just in that moment saying, all right, I get to man up against Kobe in one of his last games? Or was it just kind of another day at the office for you?
Definitely, taking in the understanding of history, one of the greatest of all times, definitely all crossed through my head and kind of, proud moment, historical moment. But at the same time, we had to go take care of business. It had to be another game. It had to be another opponent type attitude.
Off season's beginning soon for you. I know you were hoping it would begin a little later, but pretty soon for you. You got anything fun planned for the off season?
No, not really. I'm a very low key guy. I'm gonna go to my land out in Washington and kind of hide out for a while and be out there.
You say Washington, the state of Washington or D.C.? I know you grew up around
Washington,
there.
Yeah, state of Washington.
All right, some nice land just out and kind of get away where nobody can bother you for a while.
Yeah, just for a little bit, I guess.
All right, cool. No media requests out there. You don't have guys like me bothering you. Some of the newly signed guys, Tim Frazier, James Ennis, Jordan Hamilton, these are guys, obviously they're coming in. I mean, Gentry said last night Hamilton hadn't even practiced with you. Ennis hadn't even practiced with you guys yet. Did they kind of come to you with any questions as they're kind of just trying to fit in on the fly and they're playing for another contract?
Well, I mean, they're great guys. They, came in hard-nosed guys, wanting to learn, wanting to help the team as best as possible. And, they definitely have, the mindset that we needed to kind of finish out the season strong. And, they definitely come and, just ask, what plays we're running, what, offensive sets and just different things defensively, that we need to accomplish and get done on the court that, that most of the guys that's been practicing knows. So, they come to me real quick and I, kind of just give them a quick short spiel of, whatever we're doing.
How has Coach Gentry done this season with you guys, and how has his attitude been amongst all the bad fortune that's unfortunately come the team's way at times this year?
His whole mindset this whole year has just been next player up, next person up. We started out shorthanded this year, and immediately we just had to step up and say, hey, we need the next guy to be ready to go, give a little bit more. We don't need you to necessarily take over for this person. Everyone has to kind of chip in a little bit more. And, he's just been pushing forward, the whole year long.
How much does Dell Demps, the GM, interact with you guys during the course of the season?
Well, he's great. He's always, he's in our ear. He sees things. He kind of, lets us know, what he wants out of us and what he sees we can do a little bit better and things of that nature. He definitely is a great hands-on guy.
So he kind of gives, as a guy that had a cup of coffee in the league, it's not just about contracts. He might come to you at practice or after a game and just talk X's and O's.
Oh, yes, he definitely talk X's and O's with you, maybe you should, try. I believe in you. You can, drive a little bit more. I believe that you can shoot that corner three, without a hesitation, things like that. I've heard that out of him many a times.
Couple more for you, Dante. Dante Cunningham, New Orleans Pelicans forward, our guest here, ESPN 1420, ESPN1420.com. I know the season hadn't gone as many expected, but what's the most positive memory you've had over the last 6.5 months of basketball?
The most positive memory in basketball?
Just over the last from the season opener to now. I know it's been a rough go at times with all the injuries, but is there something that maybe it was even off the court, something funny, maybe something on the court, but something that just kind of stands out to you?
I mean, I'm just so proud of my Villanova guys. They worked hard all season long. I mean, that's my big stamp this year. I know the hard work that they put in. I know the hard work that Jay, put them through, and I'm just so proud of the guys and the organization.
All right. On that note, let's play a word association. I'll give you the name of a team or a person, and you just say the first thing that comes to your mind. Villanova head coach Jay Wright.
Great suits, clean cut.
Quincy Pondexter.
A gym rat.
Monty Williams.
Amazing person.
Alexia Jinsa.
Unbelievable, soft touch, unbelievable touch around the rim.
Drew Holiday.
A dancing machine.
All right. Tyreek Evans.
He has a unbelievable Euro step. I just think of his Euro step every time I think of him. Like, he can step around anyone.
The Villanova Wildcats.
Champions.
Ryan Anderson.
Just full of personality.
Luke Babbitt.
Quiet, a quiet assassin.
Quiet. NBA injuries.
So this team at an all-time high right now. Out of control.
Alvin Gentry.
Awesome, fun-loving guy.
The Pelicans King Cake Baby mascot.
The first time I seen him was a little scary, but I understand him now.
All right, y'all get each other now. Anthony Davis.
A goofball.
And Dante Cunningham.
Hard worker, blue collar.
That's it. Dante Cunningham has been our guest. 1 game left in the season tomorrow in Minnesota. Dante, enjoy the time in the offseason getting away. We'll bring some cracklins to you at Media Day next. I guess it'll be early October. But in the meantime, man, stay healthy. Appreciate the time.
All right. Thank you.
You got it.